Loaded. So, Mablak, take it away. Hope I pronounced that right.
What's up? Yeah, I'm Mablak, and yeah, welcome to Worms Reloaded. So let's see, I was going to potentially be joined by commentators today. It is just me, and I'm going to be taking you through 30 missions, and there's a few different zones. The first missions are in this Manhattan zone, then we have a medieval zone, then we have a sports zone, then a construction zone, and finally Cheese. The hardest area of these 30 missions. So one thing I'm going to do before we start up here, I'm actually going to do this little preparation routine before we start.
Come in, big bud.
Basically just getting my weapon pre-selected on jetpack here. And now we are ready to start the run. And I'll just give a 3, 2, 1 and we can start. All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello.
All right, first mission, I'm just jetpacking to a specific spot here. Doing a bazooka, killing the 2 enemy worms, and that's it. So for most of these missions, we just have to kill all the worms, but there's a few exceptions to this, where we have to like solve a puzzle, do a race. For mission 2, laying a dynamite, killing this worm Taxi, and we only have 2 worms to kill here. So I've launched my worm all the way to the left here, knocking into Dummy. So the strategy on this mission, kill that first worm, and we're manipulating Dummy into killing himself. So take a look. Alright, he bazookas himself just based on where my worm landed. And that's it. We killed both worms in like pretty much the most efficient way possible. Mission 3, this is a puzzle mission, so we're armed with only a mine. And we just have to make our way to this end teleport spot. So we set off a mine, it blows us into this other mine. We go into the teleport. It's just a quick little puzzle.
Hey, fool.
Mission 4, so this one introduces us to a technique we call notching. So I'm firing this full power bazooka. We have 3 worms to kill. And the enemy worms are in blue, my worms are in red.
Hey, fool.
So I kill that first worm. He knocks into the other worm, Traffic. We get this outcome every time, basically. And so what's going to happen now? Burger, he's going to just lob a grenade at me and just walk to the left. So with pretty much every move in this game, we're sort of manipulating the CPU to do exactly what we want.
Totally brilliant.
So now that he's walked to the left, he's sort of piled with the other worms, so we can take these 2 worms out with just a dynamite. Just have to lay this dynamite in a fairly precise spot. I'm being a little more conservative than I usually would, just to make sure both worms die. So we're on to mission 5, and this one is a very tall map. I just call this one Tall Boy. So there's 4 worms on top of the map, and we have to kill all 4. So what I'm doing here, I'm jumping into Burger, jumping off of him, walking off this ledge, laying a dynamite on Smoke, and we got him. So I blasted Smoke into Pretzel, both worms fell into the water. Killing the worms with water deaths is the fastest way to kill them, because if you kill them on land, they'll do these grave animations that eat up a little bit of time. So we want to plop those worms. On my retreat last turn, I landed right here next to Traffic, so that this worm would Dragon Ball me and pile himself with Traffic.
Come in, big bud.
And so now I'm aiming an airstrike to a precise position. And airstrike just calls down like these 5 little missiles to kill the worms. And by aiming to that precise position, I know exactly how to kill these guys.
Flawless.
This mission, mission 6, is a jetpack race. This is something anyone could do. It's really easy. Just using a jetpack to get from start to finish.
We go from having
Nothing
pinpoint
much to talk
accuracy
about on this
to, yeah, just floor it.
Yeah, exactly.
Come in, big bud.
This mission 7. So immediately I'm launching a sheep to kill Lance. We have 3 worms to kill on this one. Mead, Lance,
All right, sir.
and Joust on the left side. So I've manipulated this worm into laying a mine. As you can see, he lays it, walks to the right. It just kills him.
Stop it.
So we can get that every time, which is kind of nice. And here, to save a little time,
Come in, big bud.
okay, this is a really hard
Very
airstrike
nice.
to get. It has to be pixel perfect. Okay, we got it.
A flawless.
I can actually go right... I can go over to Joust and just fire punch him to death, but
Oh, sir. Come.
the airstrike is the slightly more swag way to do it. So mission 8, this is another quick little puzzle. So we only have fire punch and kamikaze.
Hello. Come in, come on.
So to solve it, I just fire punch my worm into those barrels, then that worm kamikazes, which sends the worm in just a straight horizontal line, killing the other 2 worms.
Hello, sir.
So we're still in the medieval zone.
Up. Up.
For this mission, so I'm doing a jumping routine, laying a dynamite on Lance, and Lance is going to go right up and into the water, like so. So doing that little jumping routine I did gets my worm to this sub-pixel precise spot, which is what we need to get these really accurate dynamite lays or grenade lays or whatever we do. And as you can see, based on where I stood with my worm, I manipulated that worm into laying a mine and killing himself. This is a common pattern we see in these games. You want to manipulate the CPU as much as possible.
Watch this.
And to finish off the 3rd and final worm, Merlin, we can just use a homing missile, which sends him into a mine. Lots of damage.
Ow. Bon fromage.
Okay.
Hooray.
Now we are on mission 10. This one is a toughie
Hello.
if you're just playing casually. All the worms have really high health. So what I'm gonna do is employ this glitch that saves us a little time. Oh, I forgot. Go like that, go like that.
You do me a
So what I've
grave
done there,
disservice,
I've
sir.
baseball batted Lance into that other worm,
Blood.
and when 2 worms are phased together,
Come in, big bud.
they tend to skip go. So they'll just skip their turn, and that saves a lot of time. So
Watch this.
I'm really abusing the hell out of this glitch. I'm sending another worm into the pile. So now there's 3 piled worms. They're just going to keep skipping go for me. And that saves a lot of time.
Well said, my lord. Coward. Hello.
I'm also calling this the Spice Girls glitch. Because it's, you know, when 2 become 1.
I mean, it works.
It's a stretch, I know. I couldn't think of anything else.
Make haste for cover, sir.
It's like, yeah, there's been better glitch names, but
Greetings.
so we do a really precise airstrike to kill that worm, and now I'm gonna get this worm with a precise grenade shot, or this pile.
Hell has. Ow. Uh-oh. Ow.
So we get all 3
You do me
worms,
a grave disservice, sir.
and as you might
Very
know,
well, good sir.
when the worms die, they do a little explosion, which can do up to 25 damage.
Alack. Ooh.
And the next
Very well,
mission
good sirs.
is gonna be a rope race. Not much to talk about here, just roping through these sides. Hose? I'm not sure. Sickles. and getting to the finish. And we have another quick little puzzle. This one's also just really easy. It's kind of a gimme. We just have to walk to these 2 worms on the left side of this castle. And the jumps we have in this game, basically just a forward jump and a backflip. Other Worms games actually do have more jumps than that. This is keeping it minimal. So we collect a dynamite, lay it on the worms. This one's pretty simple. There's a few of these simple missions, and then a few missions towards the end that are just like brutally hard. So now we're in sports, as you can see from the terrain.
Come in, big bud.
So this one, we got a few worms to kill. So what I'm doing here, I'm killing this worm red card with dynamite. He lands on Ruck to do a little grave damage. And this is a very specific setup, so we're going for something specific here. We're manipulating Ruck into killing my left worm. I'll explain why we want to kill my left worm in a bit, but he does that, and then he retreats to the right. Now, you might notice there's a mine next to Scrum. That's really important. So he retreats really close to that mine.
Stop it. So long.
So what we're going to do next is pull off a triple kill with that worm. Whistle, Scrum, and whoever just went. I can't remember. Ruck. Okay. Alright, so I baseball bat, Whistle into Scrum. Whistle dies from damage. Scrum shoots into Ruck after activating that mine and kills Ruck with grave damage. So we get a triple kill. This is one of more combos to come in this run.
Oh no, Bob.
As you can see, my worm is, he's kind of like David Blaining it up here. There's a glitch where if you bat a worm while you're on top of it, your worm is just gonna like stay suspended in midair. It doesn't really do anything, but yeah. Now this worm shot a grenade, bounced my worm right into him, and I just laid an exploding sheep,
Hey, fool.
and killed him right away.
So long.
All right, so that is mission 13,
Oh no,
the
Bob.
first sports mission. And this next one, okay, this one's kind of a doozy. So we have these two an upper area of the map and a lower area.
Come in, big bud.
Now I'm gonna try and kill these 2 worms, red card and hooker. So I've laid a mine on red card's head, and that mine plus the barrel sends red card right into hooker and into another oil drum.
Ow.
And he's gonna kill hooker with grave damage.
Bye, Bob. There'll be trouble.
So we score a double kill, and now what we want is for Whistle on the bottom. We want him to not do anything too crazy, but he's... Okay. I think we're good. He's retreated into his little divot down there, which is what we want. So we're going to try for a triple kill on Trip, Foul,
Sir.
and Whistle.
Ow. Ow.
Didn't get it. Okay, so I have to, as I turn right here, I have to hear a nudge.
Get a move on.
Didn't hear it. Okay, I have one more chance. Oh no.
Help.
Okay. You know what, I'm gonna restart this mission because I think we need to see this triple kill. But I got bad luck on the turn there, so this might be one of the only missions that I really feel the need to restart. So, doing the same move as before, red card into hooker,
Ow.
And in order to get the triple kill on the bottom, I do a little jumping routine, and then I turn to the right. I have to hear a nudge sound to let me know that I've gone what we call nudges, 2 nudges to the right. So
Yes,
a
Bob.
nudge is the least amount you can move left or right. So you like tap left or tap right just a little bit. And if your worm is turning from left to right and you don't hear a sound, you've gone 1 nudge. If you do hear a sound, you've gone 2 nudges. So it's a way of us figuring out, like, where have our worms gone? How far have they gone?
Gotta move on.
I heard the nudge, so we should be good for this triple kill. Let's see. Alright. So Foul lands on the mine. Gets blasted into Whistle. My worm gets blasted into Trip on the right.
So long.
I kill him with grave damage.
Oh no, Bob.
And Foul kills Whistle with grave damage as well on the
Oh
left.
no, Bob.
Takes a really precise setup. And this one you just don't always get it first try. Mission 15, we have another jetpack race. This introduces us to sentry guns. So these little green guys, they can lock onto us and shoot us if we're too slow. One of the most annoying things in the Worms franchise. Gotta hug this wall. And we're good. So we're still in the sports zone. This is mission 16 now.
Sir.
We got 4 worms to oh, sorry, 5 worms to kill on this map. I'm gonna do something called sheepnosis.
Watch this.
So I kill these 2 worms. One of them goes into the water, and Trip dies from damage.
Bye, Bob.
By launching sheep from rope and detonating it while still on rope,
He shoots. He scores.
that causes the next worm to go to fire a shot instantly, like this worm just did. So he fires a bazooka with 0 power because of that weird glitch, sheepnosis,
Sir.
and kills himself. Now we have 2 worms to kill, Ruck and Scrum. So I'm going to kill them like so, fire a bazooka straight down. Ruck goes into Scrum, they both just slide right into the water. And that's mission 16 of 30. Mission 17, this one's a complicated one and took some trial and error to really figure out. So the first thing we're gonna do, blow torch, Trip, and we're sort of piling these worms together, Trip and Hooker. You might notice that
There'll be trouble.
by blow torching him, he also pushed the barrel. That's something you don't see in other Worms games. The barrels actually bounce. You can like push them to some extent.
Look at that.
So one thing this does, by positioning my worm right there, we get this worm to lay a mine, and he just kind of walks into the pile. So we're manipulating the CPU into sort of self-piling, making it easier to kill.
Hello.
And there's some worms on the right side over here. So we want to set off these 2 mines. So it kind of piles those worms. And we can kill Tackle, that worm, with just a sheep. This is, again, the sheepnosis glitch.
He's gonna pay for that.
By detonating a sheep while you're still on
Oh, no,
jetpack,
Bob.
that's going to cause the next worm to go to fire a 0 power shot and do a self-hit. So if we're lucky, he kills both him and Whistle. Let's see. Oh no, he's not.
He shoots. He scores.
Oh, he didn't do it. He only killed himself. Shameful.
Oh no, Bob.
So we have to take an extra turn to kill Whistle, but this next move is going to be really cool. So we can kill these 3 worms really easily.
Sir. Up. Watch this.
Just lay a dynamite. Well, let's take a look at what happens on the right side.
Revenge.
Trip flies into the worm on the right side, knocks him into the water.
Incredible.
So that's a quad kill right there. Those 2 other worms just flew into the left side of the map and drowned.
Comes.
Maybe Whistle will still kill himself. No, he didn't. No biggie.
You'll regret that.
What should I use to kill him? Shotgun? I'll just shotgun.
Hello. Revenge.
Shotgun has this laser sight in this game that it doesn't in others, so it's kind of like super, super easy to aim.
A flaw. Hello.
Okay, this is another puzzle mission. And all we have is a few weapons, including a magnet. So magnets repel weapons. By laying a magnet, it just kind of repelled this mine. And it's just going to land in this exact spot and kill Ruck. This is like sort of roughly the intended way to do it. There's a couple ways you can do this mission. Another quick little puzzle, basically. Now the missions get way harder, so we're on to the first construction mission. Bunch of worms on the left side we have to kill. Ooh, okay. Alright, so I'm going to bat nail gun. So there's a few worms down there that are going to be easy to kill. But I've stood next to the barrel, and so what we're hoping for now, Driller, we want Driller to fire a shot. You know what, I'm going to restart this one just because I want us to see the manip if possible. Let's just restart it. Okay, so same move again. Alright, so we want Driller to fire up to the left and hit the barrel, knocking Slab into the water. I think he'll do it. Okay, that's what we want. This is another RNG thing that sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't.
Hello. Come in, big bud.
What's really hard is making our way past this sentry gun. We have to lure it to that side and then go when it's at the bottom of its little cycle. Okay, I'm doing a precise jumping routine here, and we're going to try and kill all these worms.
Watch this.
So I set off that mine killing Driller and Nail Gun. Pounder and Hammer get sent with the dynamite into this mine. They also die. And we did another thing here. So by standing where I did, we're going to manipulate stone into laying a mine and self-killing. Alright, he did his job. Laid the mine. And we're good. As long as we have one worm surviving, we win the mission.
Hooray!
So we got it. Alright, mission 20. This one has a really cool combo kill that we start off with. Okay. I'm doing a lot of jumps here to get in position. Okay, so I've laid the dynamite. So Mixer is going to launch into Digger. Okay, we are restarting. I did distract myself a little with talking there. Okay, so do these jumps. Backflip, backflip, walk off this ledge. Backflip, backflip, walk off the ledge again. All this is necessary.
Oh no.
Gotta get this retreat right. Okay, Mixer goes into Digger. My worm knocks into the two worms on the right side. The three worms on the left side hit the mine, go into the water. This is, again, what some people have called, like, a violent Rube Goldberg machine. It's how these worms runs typically are. Yeah. That's the mindset you have to be in. Think like the opening to the Pee-wee movie, you know? Bunch of contraptions.
Hello, sir.
And we just have to finish off this worm at the top, and then we're done with this mission. Feathering my my jetpack to save fuel, just tapping it lightly. bat him into the mine, and we should be good here. Okay, we got it.
A flawless.
This mission is also a little bit of a puzzle. We have a mine in the upper right-hand corner,
Come in, big bud.
and all we have is 2 girders, which we can place wherever we like, and a super sheep.
Come in, big bud.
So we're kind of doing this the intended way, which I hate doing. I hate when you have to do things the intended way, but it's much safer this way. We create a little barrier,
Sir.
fly this super sheep to the upper right-hand corner. I
Definitely didn't go far
am
enough.
probably going to have to redo this one. Sorry. The mine did not do its job, unfortunately. There's a couple like easy things I have missed, partly because I'm explaining so much here.
Come in, big bud.
The real difficulty about this part, as I'm placing these girders, in windowed mode, you can actually hit the X
Hello.
and X out of the
Watch
game.
this.
If you go too far to the upper right, I have to avoid that. That's the hard part. Okay, this should be good. Oh, wow. There's a lot of times where you get unusual bounces with the mine. There's just a million ways it can
That
bounce.
was unfortunate.
But the magnets sort of just propel the mine. Oh, wow. So, yes. So, that's the other weird thing that can happen. If the mine takes too long to bounce, it can actually detonate. I've only seen that happen like once.
I mean, I see in
So-
chat, marathon luck exists.
Weirdness on this mission. I don't know why.
It's very unfortunately true.
Yeah.
Watch this.
Okay. No weird bounces, please. Okay, so the mine rolls into wall, explodes. He goes into the other 3 mines and always dies. It's actually one of the easier missions, I would say, so it's weird that we had to reset. Okay, now we're on to some hard stuff here.
Hello. Come in, big bud.
So we have this weapon, Bunker Buster, that we're going to use a lot of in this mission. Both of our worms, as you can see, they both start underground, just buried away, so we don't have a good way to kill all the worms on top of the map. And there's 7 that we have to kill. So what we're doing is starting off with 3 Bunker Busters, these air weapons that allow us to just rain a missile down. Okay, this should be... And these are pixel-precise spots I have to get to with my cursor. So we shoot stone, he goes into the mine, bounces up onto the barrel, blows up this barrel, knocks hammer into slab. And remember, Spice Girls.
Hello.
If 2 worms are phased together, they will skip go. So he just skipped go, saving me time, and now we're gonna use our 3rd Bunker Buster to send these worms down here. Hammer's gonna die, and with his grave explosion, he's gonna send slab into brick, so we get that triple kill.
Also, welcome Raiders.
That worm's just skip and go.
Welcome
Sometimes
to
he does,
the
sometimes he
NorthWest
doesn't.
SpeedFest online marathon.
Thanks, Raiders. Doing some Worms Reloaded here. Underrated game. It's a lot of fun. On that turn, I did a teleport to a precise spot. I bounced off the tractor. And what we're doing here is by landing in this spot, this worm's always going to lay a mine, jump onto Pounder, so he's sort of piling himself with that other worm. That's going to let us kill that worm a lot easier. And after waiting 3 turns, the game gives us access to teleport. So now I can teleport to Driller over here. So this is another manip. What I'm doing here is getting to a precise spot, and Driller's gonna lay a mine. Sometimes he lays a mine that kills himself, sometimes he survives it. Let's see. Okay. We got him. The bait worked. Alright, he did a self-kill. We just have these last 2 worms to kill. Let's see how I'm gonna kill him. Can I get to the right of them? Yes. That means we can bat, and we're just batting him into the water. Mission 22 is done. Mission 23. We got 8 worms on this one. So, I'm going to start off by activating this mine. We get a free kill on Foundation right there. Look at these 3 worms on the left, so I'm going to lay a dynamite.
Watch this. Oh, no.
As you can probably tell, Digger is going to go right into the water. My worm goes straight up like that, lands on these 2 worms.
So long.
Grave damage finishes them off. So that turn we scored a quad kill.
Blood. Watch out.
Now this cluster is exciting because it can actually kill my worm if the computer gets lucky. Okay.
Stop it.
Let's see, where did he land? Okay. So now we're gonna try for a
Hello.
triple
Come in,
kill.
big bud.
So this worm wall, I'm gonna lay a grenade. And we're gonna hope it kills Mixer as well. While at the same time,
Revenge. Up. Go.
at the top of the map, I position my worm next to that mine so that my worm gets
Ow.
bounced into that top worm. He goes into the water. This worm kills Mixer with grave damage that sends him into a mine. So we get a triple.
Brilliant.
This war feels a bit big.
So this run has basically been optimized from scratch.
Seize up.
I just worked on it the past, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 months. Sometimes working on it like night and day, just to find all these kills.
Hello.
And it's pretty optimized at this point. I'm currently trying to get under 40 minutes. And I'm really close, but not there. So, we finish off this worm with sheep. And that's it for mission 23.
Hello.
We have another rope race for mission 24. I do like that they throw in these little, just easy missions. It just, like, breaks up the tedium a little bit. And we just have to get to the exit here. Alright, mission 25. This is another sort of long cavern map.
Sir.
What we want to do is get to the very top, where there's a bunch of worms hanging out, as they do. There's 4 worms at the top,
Get a move on.
so I'm using the terrain to line up this bat, the angle of the spaceball bat. What I've done there is these top 2 worms, Mouse Meat and Stinky, great names, they're piled, so it's again the Spice Girls glitch. They're just gonna skip go.
Come in, big bud.
Alright, now I have a quad kill I'm gonna try to do. Oh, whoops.
Get a move on.
I messed that up. So, you noticed I fired a rope there. That's just to change the sub-pixel position of my worm very slightly, so that we get this kill. So, Holes gets blasted into Moldy. Holes is gonna do grave damage and kill Moldy, detonating him along with the barrel. And these 2 worms down here just die from damage. So this is a quad kill turn. Another thing about this turn is that we had one of the worms land next to Curdle to do 5 damage. We need exactly 5 damage, which is what we got. That's going to be important in just a moment. So,
Hello.
these 3 worms, I want to perform this sheep gnosis glitch again. So, I'm going to try and knock... Oh. Okay, we got the knock. Knocking is really hard in this game. So we kill these worms with sheep, and this is also the sheep gnosis glitch again, which means the next worm to go is gonna self-hit unless they pick a weapon like shotgun. So this worm at the bottom, Curdle, if he self-hits, he does exactly 45 damage. So place your bets. See if, let's see what he does. Is he gonna do it? Do it. Oh, why? He chose shotgun, so he didn't self-hit. This is like, I don't know, a 10-second time loss, but no big deal.
Hello.
So, since he didn't self-hit, we just go down there and kill him. Guess we'll use dynamite, because why not?
Watch this.
So we're getting to the end of the mission. We have 4 more relatively tough missions in the cheese zone. The next one is quite a slog.
A flawless.
This one took some figuring out, and
Hello. Come in, big bud.
we have 3 worms in the lower right part of the map. Whole lot of worms we gotta kill on this one. So I'm doing a little jumping routine here, and we're gonna use a new weapon, Buffalo of Lies. My worm blasts into holes, killing him. The buffalo works by blasting into something, then like it sort of ricochets, and then it just keeps going. And it'll do like 7 explosions, I think, and then just die. So the buffalo is sort of precisely lined up to kill those 3 worms. So that's a quad kill that we got on that turn, which is like, I think it's the most we can conceivably do. So we got Edam and Crafty, Cheddar, Creamy. We got 5 worms left to kill. Let's see if Moldy... Oh, he's going up. Oh. There's this crazy good outcome that worm can do, where he just walks up to Creamy and just like blasts both the worms and they both just die.
Hello. Sir.
Okay, 5 worms left to kill, so what we're gonna do here is Kamikaze, Edam and Crafty.
Get a move on. Kamikaze.
We'll see that Crafty lands next to that mine, which activates the barrel, so both these worms die pretty easily. Now the
Also, I'm
remaining
just
worms, we
realizing that
should
I'm
be able to
hearing
kill them
bon
in
fromage.
2 turns.
I don't know whether I love it or hate it.
To cheese or not to cheese?
There's so many cheese puns. There's a whole team that only does cheese puns. It's incredible. Like like one of the puns is, "How dare he?" You know, like how dare he? There's so
I
it's
saw
like
Crafty
there's so
earlier,
many.
so it's like, okay, yeah. I think that counts as fair use.
Okay, dynamite.
Happens to the hole when the cheese is gone.
Yeah. Like props to them for for coming up with that many puns. So we kill those 2 worms with dynamite. Once again, sending them into the water saves time. This final worm, I hate that he landed like there, but we can just kill him with grenade. But we have to go all the way over to him.
Come in, big bud.
Playing this mission from scratch, I think, took like, you know, if you just play it normally, it might take like 10 minutes or longer.
Get a move on.
So it's down to like, you know, 3 or 4-ish minutes, which is pretty good. So we laid the grenade on his head, send him into the drink, and we're good.
Ow. Hooray.
All right, mission 27. This one has a little glitch that I'll explain.
Hello. Sir.
So by selecting drill in midair, we don't get fall damage. It cancels out fall damage. I don't know why. The game thinks we're like in drill mode.
Get a move on.
So there's a nice cancel fall damage glitch And for this mission, we just have to get to the end. It's pretty simple. We don't even have to get most of these crates. We just have to get this one next to us that has a rope,
Sir,
and then we can just rope over there
reinforcements.
to the end point.
No problem.
Mission 28. This is another really tough one. We only have 2 worms. One of these worms is
Big
trapped
bud.
in this little spot. And this is really perilous looking. So, like, this map is just a bunch of dots, basically.
What happens to the hole when the cheese is gone?
So we have to sort of navigate our way to killing these worms while not dying ourselves. But the good thing is this mission is pretty much on rails. There's no RNG we have to deal with as long as we do everything, you know, exact to the T. So that first move was kind of a setup move. We killed one worm, and we pushed that worm,
Sir,
Moldy. We pushed him a little bit closer to the barrel, which is important. So we're gonna shotgun mousetrap. Shotgun is a weapon that gives you 2 shots.
come in, big bud. Get a move on. Up.
And so look what I'm gonna do here. Detonate this barrel with the last shot.
What's this?
Moldy gets sent into Curdle. My worm knocks into Slice.
Damn.
It's I don't know. It's like playing pool. Got to think about all the the worms are just little pool balls.
Just you wait.
Yes, sir. Well, cheese.
So for this next manip, so we have another bunker buster, which again just calls a missile straight down.
Hello.
We're gonna have to line it
Come
up
in, big bud.
in a pixel precise spot.
Get a move on. Get a move on.
Okay, that should be it.
Oh,
Sorry, I had to zoom out there.
I'm going to turn you into a milk corpse.
So we've knocked this worm down, and the reason we did that is so that Cheddar will throw this grenade,
Take this little ball of
which is going to blast Rat8 into himself. Those 2 computer worms die, but I stay high and dry on the cheese. My worm is barely surviving.
Hello. Come in, big bud.
Only 10 health left, but that's all we need. Whoops. So here, I'm going to toss a grenade at Crumbly,
Grenade.
and I walk to the right so that Creamy is also going to self-kill. He's going to just toss a grenade at my worm.
I am the cheese.
So it's like getting a free kill, basically.
Hard cheese.
These last 3 worms, we're going to finish off with an airstrike. Once again, very pixel precise. I have to really line this up.
Get a move on. Get a move on.
Whew. Okay,
Revenge.
we got it. So mission 29 coming up. This is going to be
Hooray.
the hardest mission. Really tall map, so many worms. We have to get to the very top right away. Okay, no talking, just... Alright, let's go. Gotta avoid the sentry gun, which is really hard.
Get a move on.
Okay, gotta get up to Curdle.
Up.
Do a jumping routine.
Come on. Up. Up.
Let's see if we got it.
Ow.
Okay, we got a quad kill there. So, one worm went to the left, knocking the worm that was sort of on the left edge. One worm went to the right, knocking the worm on the right
To the
edge.
cheese house.
We also stood in a spot that is manipulating this CPU worm into walking over to our worm.
Cheddar.
He's gonna do a shotgun and then just kind of keep walking right till he's on the barrel.
Cheesy does it.
Also, sorry, I
Oh,
haven't
mostly
been able to
people
check the chat.
talking about liking the cheese puns.
Get out of here.
Yeah, like a very cheesy sound bank. One might say you camembert those cheese puns.
Hello. Sir.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Once you start getting into like the really exotic cheeses
Yeah.
though,
Get a move
Yeah,
on.
that's
It-
when
it
you
starts to
like
get
go to
too-
like
too
the list of
difficult.
cheeses that were used in the cheese shop.
Let's see,
sketch
so
from
I,
Monty Python. It's like
it's
all the random cheeses that you wouldn't have otherwise heard of,
Hello. Sir.
unless like you're really into cheese.
I know, right? exactly. Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's so many cheeses. So, I did a kamikaze. We killed 2 worms. One of the worms remains alive, but there's a chance he will just shoot himself. It happens a lot. Let's see. And he did. That is really good. I did have to sacrifice one of my 2 worms to do that kamikaze, so this mission is very, like, it's on the razor's edge. One mistake and you're dead. So we can finish these guys off. Once again, the buffalo doing its multiple hits. If we don't take care of those worms, they get out of position. They become really hard to kill. And we have 3 worms on the left that we still have to kill. Ideally, I'm going to get to the left side.
Hello. Come in, big bud.
I'm going to shoot a homing at the lowermost worm.
Get a move on.
And
Get a move on.
hopefully we get a manip here too. So we kill Rat Bait pretty easily. We want this upper worm to shoot down at us and kill himself. And he did. Lovely. So I'm just gonna grenade these 2 guys and get out of here.
Hello.
Then we just have one last mission after this.
Grenade.
How dare he?
Oh, I got stuck briefly. That was a little scary. Almost got rope snagged.
Incredible.
So that's mission 29. We just have one more mission.
Hooray.
So for this mission, we have a whole bunch of worms on top of the map. I have 3 worms. They're all very low health.
Made of cheese.
And we don't have any weapons at the moment.
Come in, big bud.
There's sentry guns on the right and left side of the map.
Come in, big bud.
So what I'm gonna do here, we're gonna use these sentry guns to finish this mission in a way that was not intended. The intended way is to grab this crate in the middle, which has Armageddon, and Armageddon all the worms while you stay safe, but that takes too long.
Hello. Come in, big bud.
We're doing something else here.
Oops. Come in, big bud. Up.
So one of my 3 worms, I'm just gonna stand on this barrel, let the sentry gun hit me. My worm's gonna detonate the barrel. This is gonna cause a chain reaction of all these worms killing each other with grave damage. And if you notice my worm on the left, Yossel, he's in the loving arms of the sentry gun.
Fromage.
There's it's a glitch, or maybe it's intended, but if you're inside the sentry gun, you won't get hit. So he is, like, safe.
Ow, ow.
All these worms on top are doing their grave animations, killing each other, and the run is going to end in just a moment as soon as the congratulations screen appears, and time. All right. So that's all 30 missions of the campaign mode of Worms Reloaded. And there's some other modes in this game. There's a puzzle pack mode. There's some other stuff that I'll be running. But, yeah, thanks for joining me on this,
looks like a
this
4718.
Worms quest. I'm not sure what my time was. Was it 47? Okay, that's a little slow, but I did do, I probably did like 5 resets just because I wanted us to see the correct strategies. So, you know, that's average. I'm trying to aim for sub 40. So, I'll take it though. I just wanted to show the game to everybody. So I hope everybody enjoyed it, and you know, definitely follow me, twitch.tv/Mablak, but there's a 1 for the L. And yeah, thanks. You know, shout outs to Ruffle Bricks, Charles, other people who have sort of run the game. Who else? Peaky. And yeah, there's a lot of people who are sort of starting to learn the run. If you want to learn this run, I have written a comprehensive document. Just join the Worms Discord, and there's a link to that under any of my YouTube videos. If you look up Mablak on YouTube. And yeah, there's just a comprehensive document that can teach you how to learn this thing. And also for Worms Armageddon, Worms 2, Worms World Party, we also have documents for that. You can like learn any of these runs. So yeah, thanks a lot.
All
And
right.
I'll
Thank you,
let's go ahead
Mablak,
and
for
end it there.
that really fun run. Definitely a lot of charm in this. Oh yeah,